Welcome students. Today we will study Science Chapter 2 Components of Food. So in this chapter we will study about what are the essential components of food and their sources, what is the importance of a balanced diet, how we can prevent loss of nutrients during cooking, about deficiency diseases, and what are the effects of excessive intake of food. So why do we eat food? Do you really think our body needs it? Yes. Just as petrol or diesel is fuel for car, in the same way, food is fuel for our body. It provides energy to work and keeps us healthy. If you have noticed, we all eat variety of foods. Do our body needs different kinds of food for some special purpose? Let's understand this. We know that our food made up of one or more ingredients, and these ingredients are nutrients, roughage, or you can say dietary fibers, and water. Nutrients are further classified into carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. And our body needs all these nutrients for its proper functioning. Now, single food item does not contain all these nutrients. So we eat a variety of foods to get all these nutrients. So students, as I told you that nutrients, dietary fibers, and water are different components of food. We will now study about each of these components separately. So first, we will study about nutrients. Nutrients are the substances in our food that an organism needs for growth, repair, and maintenance of its body. You have already studied that there are 5 main nutrients. And what are these? These are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Carbohydrates and fats gives us energy. Thus, foods contain these nutrients are called energy giving foods. Proteins are needed for growth and repair of our body. Thus, food containing proteins are called bodybuilding foods. Same way, food containing vitamins and minerals are called protective foods, as they protect us from diseases. Now let us study about each of these nutrients separately. So first is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates provide us energy, and that's why they are also called energy giving food. With this energy, we perform our daily activities like walking, reading, playing, breathing, etc. Students, there are two main types of carbohydrates. These are sugars and starch. Sugars are simple carbohydrates in the form of glucose and fructose. They have a sweet taste and provide instant energy. And the main sources of sugars are glucose, cane sugar, and fruits such as banana, mango, grapes, etc. Whereas starch is a complex carbohydrate. It is the reserve food material of plants. It provides energy comparatively slowly than sugars. Starch can be obtained from wheat, rice, potato, bajra, corn, etc. Now we will do a very simple test to check whether these food items really contain carbohydrates. So for this, you can take potato or you can also take bread. What we have to do is we have to take a small quantity of food item to be tested. Then we have to put 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution on it and then observe the color of the food item. If the food changes to blue-black color, it indicates the presence of carbohydrates. So you just have to remember that food plus iodine solution, if gives blue-black color, shows the presence of carbohydrates. Let's now study about proteins. Proteins are called bodybuilding food and they are needed for the growth and repair of our body. Proteins can be obtained from plant and animal sources. Pulses, beans, nuts, and cereals are some of the plant sources of proteins, while milk, paneer, egg, fish, meat are animal sources of proteins. The way we did test for carbohydrate, let's now do a test to check the presence of proteins. Students, here you have to take a piece of boiled egg, put it in the test tube, then add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution and 10 drops of caustic soda solution and shake the test tube well. Observe the color of egg. Violet color indicates the presence of proteins in the boiled egg. Now here you have to remember this equation. Food plus 2 drops of copper sulfate solution plus 10 drops of caustic soda solution. It gives violet color. It indicates the presence of protein. Let's now study about fats. Fats also provide us energy. That's why they are also called energy giving food. In fact, they give us more energy as compared to carbohydrates. Some of plant sources of fats are nuts like almonds, cashew nuts, groundnuts, etc. and oils like coconut, mustard oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, etc. And the animal sources are milk, cream, ghee, cheese, eggs, butter, meat, etc. Now let's study taste for fats. So in this, take small quantity of peeled groundnuts and a piece of clean paper. Now wrap the groundnuts in a piece of paper and rub them, or you can crush them. Now remove the crushed groundnuts and hold the paper against a light source and observe the paper. If you observe an oily patch on paper, it indicates the presence of fats. No oily patch means no fat. We will now study about vitamins. Vitamins are needed by body in small quantities. They protect us from diseases and keeps our body healthy. That's why they are also called protective food. There are two main types of vitamins. Water soluble vitamins such as vitamin B and C and fat soluble vitamins such as vitamin A, D, E and K. Now we will study about some important vitamins, their sources and functions. For example, vitamin A. It keeps our eyes and skin healthy. And some of the important sources of vitamin A are green leafy vegetables, carrot, eggs, fish, butter, etc. Next is vitamin B1. It helps in proper functioning of the digestive system, heart, nerves and muscles. whole grains, cereals, yeast, nuts, sprouts, milk, eggs are some of its sources. Vitamin B2, it keeps the skin healthy, and some of the important sources of vitamin B2 are whole grains, meat, milk, beans, green leafy vegetables. Now, next is vitamin B12. It helps in the formation of red blood cells and also helps in proper growth of the body. Milk, cheese, liver, meat, eggs are some of the sources of vitamin B12. Now, next is vitamin C. Students, vitamin C keep our teeth and gums healthy. It boosts our immunity and protect us from infections. Amla and all citrus fruits are the rich source of vitamin C. Vitamin D. It is essential for normal growth of bones and teeth. We get it from milk, egg yolk, fish liver oil, butter. Moreover, it is prepared in the body when the skin is exposed to sunlight. Now, next is vitamin E. Vitamin E is essential for normal functioning of muscles and protection of liver. Milk, butter, grains, green leafy vegetables, oil, cereals are some of the sources of vitamin E. Now, next is vitamin K. Students, vitamin K plays a key role in helping the blood clot and also prevent excessive bleeding. Some of the sources of vitamin K are green leafy vegetables, soybean oil, liver, tomato, cabbage, etc. Let's now study about minerals. Minerals are also needed by our body in small amounts. They protect us from many diseases. That's why they are also called protective food. They are also required by our body for its proper functioning, normal growth, and good health. Students, minerals are of two types: macrominerals, which are needed by our body in large amounts. For example, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, potassium, etc. And trace minerals, which are needed by our body in very small amounts, like iron, zinc, iodine, etc. Now we will study about some important minerals, their sources and functions. For example, iron. Students, iron is essential for the formation of hemoglobin in the red blood cells. Green leafy vegetables, legumes, spinach, jaggery, liver, egg yolk, apple, groundnut, cereals are some of the sources which are rich in iron. Next is calcium. It is essential for the formation and hardening of bones and teeth. It also plays an important role in the clotting of blood. We get it from milk, cheese, eggs, green vegetables, whole grains, cereals, meat, etc. Next is phosphorus. It helps in the formation of strong bones and teeth. Milk, cheese, green vegetables, bajra, nuts, liver, ragi are some of the sources of phosphorus. Next is sodium. Sodium is essential for the contraction of muscles and transmission of nerve impulses. It is present in common salt, fish, meat, eggs, milk, etc. Potassium. Potassium is also essential for the contraction of muscles and transmission of nerve impulses. We get it from milk, yogurt, oranges, potatoes, etc. Next is iodine. Iodine is essential for the formation of thyroxine hormone. It is secreted by the thyroid gland present in the neck region. Iodized salt, seafood, green leafy vegetables are rich source of iodine. Till now we have studied about nutrients. Now we will study about roughage. So roughage are the fibrous indigestible material present in our food. They are also known as dietary fibers. Students, roughage neither provides energy nor builds our body. However, it is an important component of our food. Roughage helps in digestion of food and also helps our body get rid of undigested food. Roughage can absorb a great amount of water and helps retain water in the body. Now, the main sources of roughage in human food are vegetables and fruits, corn, unpeeled apple, half crushed wheat, etc. Now, next is water. Students, what is the most important component of our food? And I think you all are aware of this that human body contains about 70% water by weight. Now, water is needed by our body to perform many vital functions. Like, water helps our body to absorb nutrients from our food. It helps in removing our body wastes through sweat and urine and also maintain our body temperature. Thus, we should drink 2 to 3 liters of water every day. Now, from where we get this water? We get water from liquids which we drink, such as water, milk, and tea, and from cooked food, and even from fresh vegetables and fruits. Now we will study about balanced diet. So balanced diet is the diet that contains proper amount of all the essential nutrients, roughage, and water for the proper growth and development of the body. You know, the foods of balanced diet are divided into 4 groups, and these groups are cereal group, vegetable and fruit group, milk group, and protein group. Now look at the food pyramid shown here. It shows that different food groups arranged in the shape of pyramid. Although the composition of a balanced diet depends on sex and age of the person, occupation, and special need. But it is recommended that we eat more food from the food groups at the bottom, and the food groups at the top has to be consumed in very small amounts. Students, eating the right kind of food is not enough. So some points we have to keep in mind while making food so that its nutritional value is not lost. Now you know food must be cooked properly because some nutrients get destroyed in the process of cooking and preparation. For example, vitamin C get easily destroyed while cooking. Do not wash fruits and vegetables after cutting or peeling them. Otherwise, washing of some peeled and cut vegetables and fruits causes a loss of water soluble vitamins. Even do not wash rice and pulses many times before cooking, because repeated washing also causes the loss of water soluble vitamins and minerals. Do not throw excess water off our cooked food. Even do not overcook, because overcooking destroyed the nutrients of food. And do not heat food again and again, because reheating also destroys the nutrients. As you all know, that we need a balanced diet for our proper growth and development. And if any of the nutrients is less than the required amount in the diet, it causes a disease. And such diseases are called deficiency diseases. Now, deficiency diseases are of four types. Diseases caused due to the deficiency of protein, carbohydrate, and fat deficiency diseases, vitamin deficiency diseases, and mineral deficiency diseases. Let's now study each of these separately. So let's see protein deficiency disease. Students, the deficiency of proteins in diet leads to a disease called kwashiorkor. This disease is common among children of 1 to 5 years of age. Children with kwashiorkor often have large pot-like belly, they have stunted growth, their skin becomes dry and scaly, hair becomes reddish and begin to fall, the body swells up due to retention of water, legs become thin and bony, and they have bulging eyes. Now, next is protein, carbohydrate, and fat deficiency disease. Students, the deficiency of protein, carbohydrate, and fat in the diet of children leads to a disease called marasmus. This disease generally affects infants under 1 year of age. Children with marasmus often have lean and thin body. Their skin becomes dry, thin, and wrinkled. Ribs become very prominent. They have sunken eyes, and they are unable to digest and absorb food and may suffer from diarrhea. Now we will see some of the important deficiency disorders due to the deficiency of different vitamins. For example, vitamin A deficiency leads to poor vision and night blindness, whereas vitamin B1 deficiency causes beriberi. In this, you suffer from weak muscles, swelling of legs, and have very little energy to do work. Vitamin B2 deficiency causes irritation in eyes, inflammation of tongue, and skin disorders, whereas vitamin C deficiency causes scurvy. It leads to bleeding gums, losing of teeth, and wounds take longer time to heal. Vitamin D deficiency causes rickets, which causes soft and bent bones, whereas vitamin K deficiency causes hemorrhage. It leads delayed blood clotting, resulting in excessive bleeding from wounds. Now we will see some of the important deficiency diseases due to the deficiency of different minerals. For example, iron. Students, iron deficiency leads to anemia. In this, you always feel weak and tired. Whereas iodine deficiency causes goiter, that is, glands in the neck appear swollen, and leads to mental disability and retarded growth. Calcium deficiency causes bone and tooth decay. It leads excessive bleeding of gums and you always feel weak. Phosphorus deficiency causes rickets in children. It leads to poor development, mental retardation, and retarded growth. Whereas sodium and potassium deficiency causes muscle weakness. It leads to paralysis. Fluorine deficiency causes dental caries. It leads pain in teeth and sensitivity to hot and cold food or drinks. So students, if you want to protect yourself from these deficiency diseases, always remember to eat food from all groups every day. Okay? Now students, just as deficiency of nutrients in our diet leads to diseases, similarly excessive intake of food also leads to diseases. You know, overeating of fat rich foods also leads to an overweight condition called obesity. Many of you like to eat burger, pizza, chips, and soft drinks. All these junk food items contain large amount of fats and sugars. Fats get accumulated in the body and cause obesity. And you know, obese people may suffer from many diseases like diabetes, heart problem, hypertension, etc. But we can control this obesity and be fit and healthy by just doing regular physical exercisings and avoiding fat and carbohydrate rich diet. So students, with the wrapping of this chapter, I hope all of you are able to understand that a good living is possible only when we remain physically fit and free of any disease. And for this, we must eat nutritious food.